It's only May, but we already have our first named storm of the 2012 Atlantic hurricane season. Tropical Storm Alberto has formed near the Carolinas, Kelly.
Plus, this threat of severe weather returns to the plains. We'll track tonight's storms and check in with the tornado hunt team now that they're back on the road.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you are watching Weather Center Live. I'm Adam Berg along with Kelly Cass. Our top story tonight, Tropical Storm Alberto. That's right, hurricane season officially hasn't even started yet. You have to wait until June 1st, but we already have our first named storm. Kelly, it's rare, but it does happen. Over to you.
That's right. We were looking at the stats, and typically the first named storm doesn't usually happen until on or about July 9th. That's your average, though, so every season is different, and this year we got things off to an early start. As Adam just mentioned, hurricane season doesn't even officially begin for another week. So this is Alberto just spinning off the coast of South Carolina, about 140 miles east-southeast of Charleston. We'll get a new update on this from the National Hurricane Center at about 11 o'clock or so. But right now, look at the winds. They really sped up pretty quickly due to a ship report out over the ocean. Winds are 60 miles per hour because they were noting a pressure drop, and typically when the pressure goes down, your wind speed goes up and you have a strengthening system. Fortunately, though, the heaviest rain and wind is well offshore. We're talking about a pretty small, compact storm that is off the South Carolina coast. As put the radar on, you can see where the heaviest rain is, well away from Charleston, but you see the lightning strikes going here too across the areas that are shaded in the orange and yellow. That's some really heavy rain closer to the center of circulation, which is over the Gulf Stream. So no wonder we saw some increase in intensity here, but we're thinking that as we go through the weekend, it's just going to kind of meander here off the South Carolina coast, and then eventually it'll start to make that turn up the coast. We're talking winds around 50 miles an hour as it makes that trek to the north and east, possibly even brushing the coast of North Carolina around the Outer Banks. We'll be watching it closely for you, and then eventually heading just off the coast of New Jersey. So this is one to watch over the next few days. Adam?
Yeah, definitely. One of our top stories is certainly the tropical system there, also tracking severe weather firing right now across the plains. So let's get to the maps and show you what we're talking about. Severe thunderstorm watches up and down the plains here from Texas all the way here into parts of Iowa. Some of these going past midnight tonight, as late as 2 a.m. local. So we have a long way to go. Severe thunderstorms also inside these watch areas. So we're going to attack some of the southern storms as we push here into Oklahoma. Big problems here for parts of Beckham County, Custer County, parts of Dewey County, Roger Mills, and Washita County until 9:30 Central Time. Strong winds and some very large hail possible. We could be talking about some baseball-sized hail here, and I just want to get to one more severe thunderstorm warning here in parts of Oklahoma. Plus, we have issues in Wichita, too. Grant County in Oklahoma until 9:30. Again, large hail, damaging wind. You can extend that threat right into parts of Kansas. The tornado hunt team was back on the road after a few weeks off. Mike Bettis updates us from Nebraska on his first day back on the hunt.
Tornado Hunt 2012 returning to the plains as the atmosphere gets a little more active. A chase day today that began in Wichita, ended up in Nebraska, and we chased all the way here to Hebron. Storms were kind of messy, a little rain-wrapped, not a lot of tornadoes produced. In fact, most of them even rain-wrapped and briefly touching down, so you could hardly ever see them. But this is a great visual that you always see after severe thunderstorms that indicates the storm has passed. Mammatus clouds, these cold pockets of air in behind a storm, always cool to see. No rain, no hail, nothing from those, but just terrific to just visually inspect them because they're rare to see. Now, as far as what our plan of action is next couple of days, traveling to Joplin, Missouri now for live coverage on the Weather Channel for both Monday and Tuesday, the one-year anniversary of that devastating tornado. President Obama speaking at the senior graduation for Joplin High students on Monday. We'll bring you that live on the Weather Channel and his remarks. Then all day long coverage on the 22nd for the actual one-year anniversary. Some great stories, some great remarkable stories that you'll be inspired by. So I hope you can join us, and always find us online at weather.com/tornado hunt in Hebron, Nebraska. I'm meteorologist Mike Bettis. Now back to you.
Appreciate that, Mike. Now for the very latest on the severe weather threat and the forecast, let's go to Dr. Greg Forbes in the Global Forecast Center. Dr. Forbes, some very strong winds here north of Kansas once you get into Nebraska and Iowa. How about it?
Yeah, indeed, and we've had quite a stormy day, a lot of hail, some tornadoes. Let's take a look. All of that in the central part of the U.S. came courtesy of this upper air low that is still spinning. It'll push its way east a little bit tomorrow, and that triggered these severe thunderstorms. This map shows where we had all those hail, those white dots, about 120 of them. Hidden in there are a couple of tornado reports, brief tornadoes in Nebraska, and then one little area west of Wichita Harper and Kingman County, Kansas, that had about 20 reports of brief tornadoes there. Let's take a look. We have a picture of one of those. We'll show you a different picture at the bottom of the hour. There you see the tornado right at the middle of the screen there, coming down briefly to the ground. So a lot of storms hitting that area today. Those tornado warnings have all expired. What we have at the moment, probably the most organized. Adam will show you some of the storms that are ongoing. These are off to the north and east of Omaha. Bow echo there, and that could pose damaging winds and hail. We've had some 1-inch hail. We've had some trees and signs down in the Omaha area. That's coming toward the Denison, the Carroll, the Rockwell City area, the Fort Dodge area. Might get to Des Moines overnight. Another storm, Lincoln, coming into the south suburbs of Omaha. Tomorrow, cold front pushes east. Still Gulf of Mexico moisture. The upper air forcing may be a little less tomorrow than it was today, but still I have some severe thunderstorms here in red from eastern parts of Wisconsin, north and west parts of Michigan, down into Illinois, Missouri, and then Texas and Oklahoma. Tornado threat not real high. I've given a Torcon of 3 on a scale of 10 in northwest Texas and southwest Oklahoma tomorrow. Kelly?
Thanks so much, Greg. Coming up on Weather Center Live, Tuesday marks the 1-year anniversary of the EF5 tornado that destroyed most of the city of Joplin, Missouri. We'll tell you how thousands of people came together today to remember that disaster, and much more on Tropical Storm Alberto coming up.
So you see.
Here's our 7-day outlook.